Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I am Sixpath Weeb, and I'm glad to have you here for another exciting chapter of our fanfiction journey. Today, we continue one of our most popular alternate universe stories. What if Batman refused to abandon Naruko? Part 5. As the story unfolds, new challenges, powerful emotions, and unexpected twists await our characters. The choices made in this chapter could change everything, so make sure you stay until the very end. Disclaimer: the content featured on this channel is intended for entertainment and discussion purposes only. I do not own any anime footage, images, music, or other copyrighted materials used in my videos. All rights belong to their respective creators, studios, and copyright holders. Now, without wasting any more time, sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Let's begin. The waiter blinked several times, still surprised to see the two young heroes standing in front of him. How many seats do you need?" he asked nervously. Batgirl smiled kindly. "Just 2, please." The waiter nodded quickly and grabbed 2 menus. "Right this way." Naruko grinned brightly and followed after him. The delicious smells drifting from the kitchen made her eyes sparkle with excitement. "This place smells amazing," she exclaimed. Batgirl laughed. "I had a feeling you'd say that." The two were led to a booth near the window. Outside, Gotham's colorful lights reflected against the glass, giving the restaurant a warm and cozy feeling. As soon as they sat down, Naruko eagerly opened her menu. "Wow," she said. "There are so many choices." Batgirl rested her chin in her hand. "I thought ramen was the only thing you liked." Naruko placed a hand over her heart dramatically. "I like lots of food," she declared. "Ramen just happens to be the greatest food ever created." Batgirl shook her head with a smile. A few nearby customers recognized them and waved. Naruko happily waved back. One young child cautiously approached their table. "Excuse me," the child said. "Are you really heroes?" Batgirl smiled warmly. "We try our best." Naruko nodded enthusiastically. "Anyone can be a hero," she said. "You just have to help people and be kind." The child's face lit up. "Really?" "Of course," Naruko replied. "Even small acts of kindness can make someone's day better." The child thanked them before hurrying back to their family. Batgirl glanced at Naruko. "You know, you're pretty good with kids." Naruko scratched the back of her head and laughed. "I just say what I think." The waiter returned with their drinks and took their orders. After he left, Batgirl looked out the window at the Gotham skyline. "So," she asked, "what do you think of Gotham so far?" Naruko thought for a moment. "It's different from home," she admitted. "But I've met a lot of good people here." Batgirl smiled. "I think Gotham could use more people like you." Naruko blinked before smiling back. "And I think Gotham is lucky to have heroes like you." For a moment, neither said anything. They simply enjoyed the warm atmosphere of the restaurant and the friendly chatter around them. Soon their food arrived, filling the table with delicious aromas. Naruko's eyes widened. "This looks incredible." Batgirl laughed. "Just remember to leave some food for everyone else." "No promises," Naruko replied cheerfully. The two friends shared a laugh as they settled in for a pleasant evening, enjoying good food, good conversation, and the growing friendship between them. Batgirl smiled warmly at the waiter. "Just 2, she said, holding up a peace sign. Naruko nodded and copied the gesture with a bright grin. Batgirl glanced at her partner with admiration. Naruko might be young, but she was incredibly talented and always eager to help others. "Right this way." "Table for 2, said the waiter, leading them to a cozy booth near a window. The two heroes sat across from one another as the waiter handed them menus. "Can I get you anything to drink?" he asked politely. Batgirl looked over the menu for a moment before answering. I'll have some water, please. The waiter nodded and turned to Naruko. Green tea for me, please, Naruko said with a cheerful smile. As the waiter walked away, Naruko noticed a few people glancing toward their table. She wasn't surprised. Seeing two heroes enjoying dinner together was probably exciting for the restaurant's guests. So, any idea what we should order? Naruko asked. Batgirl grinned. Let's try the Meat Lovers special. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. Sounds great. Naruko replied. A few minutes later, the waiter returned with their drinks. What can I get started for you two? He asked. We'd like the Meat Lovers special, Batgirl said. And could we also have the harami miso skirt steak and a side of fried rice? Excellent choice, said the waiter as he wrote everything down. While they waited, Naruko entertained Batgirl with funny stories about adventures she had shared with her friends. Wait, Batgirl said between laughs, you really filled an entire room with blue paper confetti? It was supposed to be a surprise celebration. Naruko replied with a sheepish grin. Nobody said the confetti would take 3 days to clean up. The two burst into laughter. Soon their food arrived. The delicious aroma filled the air as Batgirl carefully cooked slices of steak on the tabletop grill. Naruko happily sampled the fried rice and declared it one of the best meals she had ever tasted. As they ate, Batgirl noticed something unusual. Naruko, she whispered, have you noticed how nervous some of the workers seem? Naruko looked around thoughtfully. You're right. It feels like they're worried about something. Rather than jumping to conclusions, the two heroes quietly observed their surroundings. After a few minutes, Naruko spotted a loose floorboard near the counter. That looks interesting, she said. Batgirl nodded. The two approached the manager and politely explained what they had noticed. Curious, the manager checked the floorboard with them. To everyone's surprise, a small hidden compartment was tucked underneath. Inside wasn't anything dangerous at all. Instead, they found a collection of old photographs, handwritten recipes, and restaurant records that had been accidentally misplaced years ago. The manager gasped. These belong to my grandfather. He exclaimed. We've been searching for them forever. The workers gathered around, relieved and smiling. So that's why everyone looked worried, Batgirl said. They thought the records had been lost for good. Naruko beamed. Looks like we solved another mystery. The manager thanked them and brought out a complimentary dessert for the entire restaurant to share. As the evening came to an end, the guests chatted happily, the workers smiled with relief, and Naruko enjoyed one last sip of her tea. Best mission ever, she declared. Batgirl laughed. A mystery, great food, and dessert. I'd say that's hard to beat. The two heroes left the restaurant smiling, already wondering what friendly adventure awaited them next. Batgirl and Naruko exchanged a determined look as they stood at the top of the basement stairs. Together, they carefully made their way down, wondering what they might discover. When they reached the bottom, they were surprised to find several locked rooms where a group of women and girls were waiting nervously. The visitors looked relieved when they saw Batgirl and Naruko. Hey, Chad, what are you doing? Oh. It's Batman's partners, exclaimed a large man standing nearby. Before anyone could panic, Batgirl stepped forward calmly. We're here to help, she said firmly. Naruko nodded and created a few shadow clones. The clones quickly spread out to unlock doors and guide everyone safely toward the stairs. Thank goodness, said one of the women. We've been waiting for someone to help us. Batgirl turned to the two workers who had been guarding the basement. Who is in charge of this place? She asked. The men looked at each other uneasily. Our old boss, Chet, isn't around anymore, one of them admitted. Now someone named Wei San Chang runs things, but we don't know much about him. I've never even met him, said the other. Most people here haven't. Batgirl frowned thoughtfully. This mystery was becoming more complicated. Meanwhile, Naruko and her clones helped everyone upstairs. Once they reached the restaurant, they discovered that there was still plenty of food in the kitchen. Since everyone's safe now, I thought they might enjoy a meal, Naruko explained with a cheerful smile. The rescued guests happily gathered around the tables. Before long, the room was filled with conversation, laughter, and the delicious smell of freshly prepared food. Batgirl looked around at the smiling faces and then at Naruko. "You really know how to brighten a situation," Batgirl said warmly. Naruko's cheeks turned pink. "I just thought everyone could use something good after a long day," she replied. A few moments later, the familiar sound of the Batmobile's engine echoed outside. "The cavalry has arrived," Batgirl said with a grin. Batman and Robin stepped out of the vehicle and walked toward the restaurant. Batman listened carefully as Batgirl explained everything they had learned. He nodded approvingly. "You both did excellent work," he said. Robin accepted a plate of food from Naruko and took a bite. "Wow," he said. "This is amazing." Naruko laughed. "See? I told everyone it would be worth cooking." Soon, police officers arrived to help escort the guests home safely. As the evening wound down, Batgirl and Naruko sat together at one of the tables. "I'm glad you're here, Naruko," Batgirl said. "You always find a way to help people feel better." Naruko smiled brightly. "Thanks. I'm glad we make a good team." Robin walked over with a playful grin. "So, would you call tonight a success?" Batgirl smiled. "We helped people, solved part of a mystery, and shared a good meal." Naruko nodded. "That sounds like a successful night to me." The three friends laughed together while Batman watched from nearby, pleased to see everyone safe and happy. For now, the mystery of Wei San Chang remained unsolved, but they knew they would face whatever came next as a team. Batgirl blushed at the compliment. She especially remembered when Naruko had told her that her red hair was beautiful. Maybe Gotham's favorite blonde heroine simply appreciated bright colors, or maybe it was a habit she had brought from her travels. Whatever the reason, the kind words stayed with her. Robin shook his head with a grin. "Nah, that's not it. I'm happy for you. Besides, I don't need any help," he said cheerfully. The others exchanged amused looks before straightening up as Commissioner Gordon and several police officers arrived. Gordon calmly began organizing the scene and directing his team. "Merkel, please arrange transportation for anyone who would like a checkup and make sure everyone is comfortable," Gordon said into his radio. "Yes, sir," Merkel replied. Gordon then turned toward the young heroes. "Sounds like things were pretty busy in there," he said. "You could say that," Talon replied with a chuckle. "Naruko is inside talking to everyone. She's probably making the whole room smile." Robin laughed at the image. To be fair, Talon was probably right. "Somehow, I can believe that," Gordon said as he walked into the restaurant. Inside, Naruko was chatting with several people and helping everyone feel at ease. Her bright attitude had turned a stressful day into something much more hopeful. Gordon looked around before turning to Batman. "So, what are we dealing with?" he asked. Batman folded his arms thoughtfully. "Have you ever heard the name Wei San Chang?" he asked. Gordon considered the question for a moment. "Wei San Chang? No, I can't say I have." "Is he new in Gotham?" Gordon asked. "We're still learning more," Batman replied. "What we do know is that he recently arrived in the city and has become involved with a group known as the Black Clouds." "Please tell me that's the whole story," Gordon said hopefully. Batman remained silent for a moment. "I'm guessing there's more," Gordon said with a sigh. "There are reports that he travels with several highly skilled assistants," Batman explained. "One name that has come up is Bloodsport." "Interesting," Gordon said. "That certainly gives us something to investigate." Batman nodded. "We'll gather more information before drawing conclusions." Montoya stepped forward. "So what happens now?" she asked. The black clouds were never known for anything this unusual. We stay observant, Gordon replied. If Wei San Chang plans to make a name for himself in Gotham, we'll learn more soon enough. Montoya nodded. Nearby, Naruko finished speaking with a group of grateful citizens. She smiled warmly and waved to them before joining her friends. No matter what comes next, Naruko said, we'll face it together. Her optimism brought a smile to everyone's face, and for a moment, Gotham felt a little brighter. Dear YouTube family, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you for your support. Regards, 6 Path Weeb.